Cold weather camping is almost here. I can hardly wait. I love going out in the colder weather, even in the snow, as long as I've got some way of staying warm. The last couple of years, that's been diesel heaters. And every year, they've got better and better. And this year, 2025-26 season is no exception. What you see here is the all-new Hcalory Toolbox 2. All new design. I can't say enough about it. It is a nice looking unit. The only other diesel heater that I think has looked this good in terms of its box was the LF Bros systems. Those are really nicely packaged. This is right up there. The only thing, I wish it had a better fuel cap, more of the automotive style like the LF Bros, but that's nitpicky. But I would like to see a better fuel cap on here. On the front or side here, I guess, I don't know what's front and back, but on this side, we have our visual fuel gauge. We can see into the tank. This thing has a 7.5 liter fuel tank. That's absolutely huge. We'll talk about efficiency in a little bit. Over on this side, we have our hot air output going into our tent, our workshop, wherever you're using it. On this side, we have our cold air intake, which sticks out far enough that if I wanted to, I could put a hose on here and make it a recirculating system if I was running this in the tent. If this is in a workshop, it's already going to be self-recirculating. And on the back, we have our standard exhaust with the basic muffler, silencer type situation on it. So there's your basics. It's a diesel heater. It has all your basics, right? On the top, we have the controller, which actually, if I can do it right, pops out. So we can pull this out and it comes with an extension cord. So we could relocate this, even put the controller up in our tent if we wanted to. So I like that, nice and flexible design. Now this thing is rated to be waterproof, not submersible, but it can handle the rain. And during our testing, I had it outdoors running for 2 days in the rain, and it's rock solid. Hasn't had any problems at all. Now, it has a new remote, we'll talk about that in a minute, and an app. The app is very, very good. In fact, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bring up the app so we can see it, and I'll start it up while I talk about the remote, and we'll see just how fast this thing starts up, because it is the fastest heating up diesel heater unit I've tried. So we'll go with that. Let me turn on my screen recording here. All right, we've connected to it. There's our system. We see it's in standby mode. Just looking across the screen there, it says it's getting 13 volts, which it should. It's plugged into AC power right now. It says our altitude is 4,954 feet. That is off by about 90 feet, I think, somewhere in there. It's off by about 90 feet, but you can only change it in like 300-foot increments. So it's not worth me going in there and doing the calibration, because it's going to go from just under to just over my actual altitude. If you see that as being really off, you can go into the settings and change it and calibrate it for your settings. I think it's close enough. I don't really need to worry about it. It says that the body is at 100 degrees. Okay, yeah, it's a little warm out here right now. It's a little too warm for a diesel heater, but we're going to fire it up anyway. And that the ambient is 121. That seems a little high. It's not that right now, but we'll deal with that. You have different scenes in here that you can do, so you can set up custom schedules and all that. You can just tell it to turn on just a fan if you just want to blow some air around, but we're going to go ahead and turn it on, which says activate the device, and I have it set on gear level 1. Okay, so while it's doing that, we're going to talk about the remote control. Now, this is going to take about 3 minutes to come up to temperature. So within 2 minutes, we will start getting hot air out of it. Not super hot air, but warmer than cold air. So it'll start blowing cold air in about 2 minutes. About 3 minutes, it's blowing pretty good. 4 minutes, it's at full capacity. So let's talk about the remote. It has this new key fob remote. Now, if you're wondering why there's this weird stuffed monkey thing on here, it's because I have a tendency to lose things. And in fact, one of my big expensive Jeep key fobs accidentally got flushed down a toilet. So Katarina puts big furry things on all my keychain things these days, and this is going to be no exception. So I can turn this on and I can see our CO level is at 0 parts per million. Yep, it has a CO detector built into it, so I can use this as an alarm inside my tent. And if the CO level gets too high, which is settable by the app, it will shut the unit off. That is super, super cool. I also have full control of the other things. I can change from gear mode to temperature mode. I can start it, stop it. I can change the setting, and I can see what setting it's at. I love that. So when it's getting too hot or too cold inside my tent, I want to see what setting I'm at. Maybe I want to turn it down 2 levels or just 1 level. I can see right on here what level it's at. I absolutely love that. So very handy. It's also got the thermometer in here, so this can be used as a remote for the temperature sensing. So a lot of cool things about this app. I love that it's got the screen. It's rechargeable over USB-C, and you see on the bottom there's the opening for the CO sensor, and I believe the front one is the temperature. Okay, now this thing is starting to make some noise. Let's check in on the app. All right, so it says it's running right now, so it's gone past the ignition cycle, and you can hear it start kicking up, right? The fan is pretty loud at this point. It will get quieter, so trust me on that. It's at, so it's at 144, 150, so it's definitely kicking up pretty quick on the internal temperature. Still says it's 90 degrees outside. I don't think it's that warm, but it's probably in the mid 80s. I'm getting hot air out of it right now. So already, even though it's a little loud at the moment, it is already starting to warm up inside my tent, if that's how I had it set up. 216, 219. So it's gonna get over 300 degrees, and then we're gonna hear this thing settle down. The fan is gonna drop off, and it's gonna become a lot more quiet. So while that's doing its thing, let's talk about the fuel efficiency, because that is a big one for me. It does me no good to have a really quiet system if it's just burning through diesel fuel. I don't want to have to find a spot to get diesel or carry a lot of extra diesel with me. We ran this for 3 days straight, nonstop, didn't turn it off, and it was doing 1 liter of fuel every 24 hours. That is absolutely insane. That is absolutely nuts. I've never had a heater run for 3 days straight, period, let alone 3 days straight, and it still had 4.5 liters of fuel left. It could have easily gone for 4 more days, a week of solid running. This is on level 1 because that's normally how I use it in my tent. I don't use a high setting because my tent's fairly efficient in holding the heat in, so I don't need to run it on a 3, 4, or 5 setting. Maybe I will to just kind of warm it up real fast, and then I'll kick it down to a 1. But on that level 1 setting, this thing ran for a stupid long time. So very impressed with that. If you want to go out for a 3, 4, 5 day adventure, you can just fill this up with diesel and not have to take any extra fuel. I love that, absolutely love it. Okay, let's check in on it. So we're at 385 degrees. That is pretty much operating temperature. And if you can hear this, the fan is slowing down. So it's getting a lot quieter. It's putting out some crazy hot air, and it's settling down into a nice, soft rumble. Definitely quieter than most of them out there. And there is zero ticking noise from the fuel pump. I absolutely love that. I can deal with the blower noise. It's kind of a white noise, so when you're trying to sleep, it actually helps put me to sleep. but the ticking noise of the fuel pumps would drive me absolutely nuts. I could not sleep if I heard any ticking sound. This being outside of my canopy, outside of my camper, not gonna hear a thing. I'm gonna run this into a vent up inside, keep me nice and toasty warm without any problem whatsoever. So, personal opinion, this is, let me be clear, this is the first diesel heater that I'm testing of the 2025-2026 winter season. I think any other product is going to be hard pressed to compete against this year. I mean, there's still several companies out there that I may be getting some product from, but right now, this would do it for me, bar none. I have no question that this is going to work as better than anything else I've ever tested. So for me, I think this is going to be the one that I'm going to use. This has raised the bar very, very high in terms of diesel heaters for this year. So if something else comes out that's better, I don't know what it's going to take. It's possible, but I think this has nailed just about every possible checkbox that you could have. The only nitpicky things that I have about it are, number one, I do wish it had a better fuel cap, because if this tips over, it may leak out. I haven't tested that, but I would like a higher quality fuel cap on here. And on the back side, let me see if I can turn this around without dropping everything. If I can keep from burning my power cord. This is not enough. I need more gap. In fact, in some of the national parks, you have to have 6 inches of clearance between something that's this hot and the ground, just for fire safety. So I wish that these legs would fold up and be out of the way, and then be able to fold out and give me 6 inches of clearance underneath that exhaust. If it had a better fuel cap and 6 inches of ground clearance, this would be the perfect diesel heater. Aside from those two things, it is damn close. So I will either put this up on some leveling blocks or some 2x4s to get that height that I want, or if I'm running it on the side of the Gladiator, it really doesn't matter because it's on a metal shelf, but still I would like that extra ground clearance just to keep that hot exhaust away from other things. Now, at the time of this recording, I do not have the price, but I will have it down right below here, so you can go check it out with a QR code, so you can go check this thing out if you want. I don't think there has been a better diesel heater available, and like I said, this has raised the bar. It's going to be interesting to see what other companies put out this year, but right now, I am 100% behind the Hcalory Toolbox 2. So thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate all the support out there. If you like this type of video, please subscribe. It helps the channel, helps show this to other people who may have similar interests. And I have to beat Colorado Mall Crawlers, my friend Dewey, to 50,000 subscribers, because we have a bet running as to who can get there first. And whoever wins has to buy the loser a steak dinner. So that's a dinner that I want to buy. So thanks for your support and your subscription if you choose to do so. Absolutely optional, up to you. But it does help the channel, and it would make me feel better and maybe help me pay for a steak dinner for Dewey. So thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Kerry with Trail Traveler. Stay safe out there. I'll see you on the trails.